Sometimes I look around the room and I realize it's just me, 1 out of 50, the only black man in my entire cohort. But what does that mean? How does it affect my experience? And most importantly, what is there to learn from that? Welcome back to Trey's Anatomy. My name's Trey. Let's get into it. And just to let you know, this is not a pity party. This is some real talk. Let's get right into it. Yeah, I checked. I'm truly the only black male nursing student in my entire cohort. And to be honest, I didn't really notice it at first. It was just nursing school. Same thing with baseball. And one day, somebody walked up to me and said, "Hey, it's so inspiring to see someone like you in our class." I was like, "Oh yeah, right, I forgot." I'm a 6'3" dude with curly afro. Kind of hard to miss. And what followed wasn't isolation. It was awareness. There's a big difference in that. But before we really get into it, let's talk psychology real quick. You ever heard of learned helplessness? Learned helplessness is when you get so used to getting shut down. You stop trying, you stop believing. And that belief, that's everything. I grew up around a lot of people that thought the whole system was rigged. They believed that they really couldn't get past where they grew up and who they were. And when you believe that, there's no room for growth. There's no way you can make it to the next level. My identity used to be the baseball player. And after 22 years, that was completely stripped from me. If you want a little video about identity crises and kind of finding out who you are after a loss like that, video on identity crises is in the link below. Go ahead and check that out. And for a minute, after getting my identity completely swiped from me, I stopped believing too. But even though I stopped believing for a couple of minutes, I realized that that was just a speed bump in my journey. It doesn't mean that because I've gotten knocked down on my face one time that I need to stop trying altogether. Alright, now let's be real. Growing up as mixed white and black kid in the middle of San Diego, I grew up code switching before I even knew that there was a word for it. It's kind of like clinic mode versus barbershop mode. There's going to be a different way that you interact with people that speak a different way. And that's the only way that I looked at it. It was survival, but it was also adaptation. I learned to speak multiple languages: English, Spanish, professional, comfort. Those are all different kind of ways to interact with somebody and level with them. Some people might look at code switching as a microaggression, but the way that I look at it is, if you grew up in a neighborhood or in a location where people spoke that way and you were educated that way, then that just means that you're a part of that area. But sometimes I wonder if people speak the way that they do just to switch it up because they assume that I speak a certain way too. It's a hard thought. I haven't faced any racism in nursing school, nursing programs, or in the medical field at all. But I did in baseball, in the Northwoods League specifically. I had white hecklers yelling about my afro, my skin, my blackness. But you would have to be completely blind to believe that racism in healthcare isn't a real thing. It's well documented that black patients receive less medication. They receive less education. They are highly likely to be not believed of their current pain levels. And part of that is representation. Here's something crazy. Only 9.9% of nurses in the US are black. Less than 1% are black men. It really matters who walks into the room when you're being cared of. It absolutely changes everything. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt unseen just because of who your healthcare provider was that day. All right, Now let's talk history, because this didn't start with me. Back in 1879, Mary Eliza Mahoney was the first black nurse. Back in World War II and World War I, black male medics were barred from nurse training altogether. 1970s, we started having a push for diversity. And then 1994, Colonel Lawrence Washington becomes the first black male instructor at LSU. And before that, he was a nurse. Black male nurse. It just feels like the rarest Pokemon, like I'm a shiny Charizard or something. The thing is, we're out here. The ones that came before me, they were the ones that lit the match. I'm just trying to keep the fire burning. Representation changed my entire life. Long time ago, when I was at the I was with a pediatrician, and I was sitting inside of my room, and my room was left open. The door was left open, and I could see just across the hallway that a black male doctor walked into the other room and started speaking Spanish. That moment, that was it for me. That was purpose. That's when I found it. And above all, mentorship matters. I had my dad, I had my stepdad, and I had my uncle. These are all people who pushed me past the point where I thought I could go. So now, that's what I try and do for others. Go ahead and share this video for somebody that needs a reminder of what they think is possible. Here's the thing, I don't think that my race holds me back in anything, but it does shape my path. It comes with a history, it comes with beauty, and it comes with a fight. My dad used to tell me that his grandfather told him that we need to work twice as hard to get half of what the white man gets. Fortunately, a lot of that's changed. And with DEI programs and more equity seen, black people are getting a fair shot. But the beauty of that quote is, nobody cares, push harder. And that's what I try to bring to my everyday life. Being the first or the only doesn't make you an anomaly. It makes you a bridge. A bridge for other people to follow in your footsteps and help make a real change. And if I'm a bridge, you best believe I'm building a highway behind me. Go ahead and like this video if you thought that it taught you something new. Comment below if you relate or if you want to share your experience. And please subscribe if you're here about nursing, purpose, and pushing past your limits. Love y'all. Peace.